Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hey everybody, my name is Ruth Soltman. Welcome to the Transformational Soul. And I just want to welcome you to my new day and time. I will be here Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, every week. So you can look for me here. I just want to welcome everyone and thank you for listening and watching and tuning in. Last week, I gave everybody a challenge, and that was a challenge about self-care. I challenged you to take 30 minutes a day and devote that to you time, self-care time, whether it was reading a book, meditating, listening to some music, just sitting in silence, whatever you wanted to do. And so now I want to talk about that and see what everybody did last week. I want to know what you did, how long you did it, if you care to share. I know not everyone is, open to sharing that kind of information about themselves, but I also want to know how it made you feel to devote that 30 minutes to you every day. And maybe you couldn't finagle 30 minutes. Maybe you started with 10 or maybe 20. The important thing is to take that time every day that is just devoted to you. Hi, Joyce. Welcome. So nice to see you. So happy you could be here. I also want to know with the self-care if it's something you're going to continue to do. Did you see changes? Did you realize how important that self-care was, on a daily basis? So, drop all of that information into the comments for me so we can chat about it. Now, before the show, I had a little chat with the angels and asked them to convey some messages that they wanted everyone to know. So I pulled a few cards. Now, the first card is from my Archangel Oracle deck. And this card is very beautiful. This is Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel is saying to trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. You know what to do. And I feel like we all, we do know what to do. It's that inner guidance, our intuition that guides us there and tells us. And a lot of times, even though we know what to do, we don't always do it. But when you combine that with this beautiful card, it's the mountain card, strength. And you know how strong a mountain is. It's just very stable. It's very strong. And what we need to do is we need to muster up that strength to stand in our knowingness of what we need to do. And we need to let all of that unfold. Now, this third card that I pulled was from the Work Your Light Oracle cards that I've used these. This is the ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So many times in our life, we feel like all these things are happening to us and life is just getting crazy. That's really not the way it happens. Everything that happens is happening for you. It's happening for your higher good. It's happening for your benefit in every way. So you got to kind of change your mindset a little bit to see that the things that happen in your life are happening for you. Every experience that we have can teach us a lesson. Sometimes we don't listen, and then the universe just knocks harder the next time. And if you don't listen, then it just keeps getting louder and louder until it finally gets your attention. Because that's what you need to be doing. And if you don't learn the first time, it's going to keep repeating. And it's usually going to be something a lot more difficult, a lot more substantial, until it finally hits you over the head and says, hey, wake up. This is what you need to learn here. And it's really important if we can see everything as a lesson. Then we don't think of things, that are happening to us. We can actually see that they are happening for our benefit. Hi, Linnell. So happy to see you here. Glad you could join us this evening. So I want to know how everybody's doing. How is everybody out there doing? What's going on in your life? What are some things, maybe some issues or some concerns or situations that maybe you feel like you need a little bit of support? We're all here together. And, maybe something that's going on with you, someone else here has been through it recently or might be going through it now and can offer some advice. We all need to help each other out. We're all on this magnificent journey individually and together. Hi, Sarah. I'm so happy to see you. Now, I remember you were for sure that you were here last week, Sarah, and we were talking about the self-care. So I want to know if you accepted that challenge and you stuck to it all week. I'd like to know what things that everyone did for their self-care. I want to know how it made you feel. For me, I took 30 minutes each day and I just had some quiet time in my room. Not really doing anything, just kind of laying there and chilling out. And it felt wonderful. It helped me feel a lot more relaxed, a lot more energetic. One day I did actually doze off and had a little tiny cat nap, but it's just so nice to lay there and just not even think about anything and, to be in the moment. And that's pretty much what I did every day. And I love my quiet time. I like my alone time. I don't like alone time all the time, but every once in a while you need that. Everybody does. And I know everybody's so busy with their day-to-day life and everything that we don't always acknowledge that and take the time for ourselves. We're pulled in so many different directions, whether it's work or family or kids or, whatever it may be. But it's really important to support yourself in that way and to love yourself in that way and to show yourself you love yourself by taking care of yourself. Linnell says, I went to a chiropractor appointment for a tune-up. I bet that made you feel pretty good, huh? Well, that's awesome. Sounds like you were needing that. So I'm really glad that you did that for yourself. It's really nice. We can do a lot of little things for ourselves. We should always show ourselves as much kindness and love as we show to other people. And Sarah says, I did accept the challenge. I took time every day to dance for a half hour. I sang for a half hour. Last night, I also took time for myself to just listen to music while driving around. Oh, that is beautiful. And I know when you get in that place where you're dancing and the music, it really changes up the energy and it can clear a lot of negativity and a lot of negative energy. I like doing that in the car too. Sometimes I get so lost in thought that I don't pay attention to where I'm going, and you got to pay attention to that too. So that's really great. I'm so glad you guys, are doing this for yourselves. It makes a big difference. I hope you will continue, to do that. And, I'm really excited that you guys are doing this. I'm really, really, really excited. Pretty awesome. So let me know how things are going, if maybe we can help each other out with stuff or, maybe we have someone here has a little bit of advice they can offer. We don't always know what other people are going through unless they tell us. A lot of people are very private and they feel they're burdening other people with their issues or whatever. People can't help unless people know. So that's one thing to always think about. Linnell says, let's see. She pulled out the vinyl today. Oh, wow, that is awesome. I bet that was fun, and I bet you were singing too. Did I know? Because I've heard you sing before. Hi, Jan. I'm so happy you could be here. Jan says, hi, all. Yes, been taking even few minutes. Well, that's awesome. I'm really happy that you guys, are enjoying doing this, and it can be a lot of fun. And the more you do it and you see how good it makes you feel, the more you're going to want to do it. So that's pretty exciting too. Um, so I've been thinking this week about, how a lot of times people are going through things that no one knows about. And I was trying to come up with a challenge for this week. And the challenge I have for this week is to do one kindness a day. Now, I know a lot of us, do these things naturally without even thinking, but this one's going to require possibly a little bit of thought, maybe, depending on what you want to do. I mean, you go to the grocery store and you hold the door for someone, or you help, an elderly woman with her groceries. You're going out of your way to show them a kindness. And, people are grateful for that, especially now with COVID and everything. And I'm not saying to, take any kind of risks or anything like that. You have to use your own judgment on things like that. But, I've seen a lot of kids in the stores, and, a lot of children. So sometimes you see a crying child sitting in the cart at the grocery store. Give them a smile. Smile at them until they stop crying and they start smiling at you. It really does work. And then it changes up their energy a little bit. Maybe you have a neighbor who lives alone. Take them a cooked meal. Just something. It does not have to be huge to make a huge impact on someone else or their life. Think about when someone does something for you. I can remember this one time when I had 3 kids that were under the age of like 4. And I went to the mall with all 3 of them by myself. And so I believe I had 2 in the stroller and I was carrying 1. And pushing the stroller with one hand and carrying maybe in the other hand. And I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to get in the mall. But someone very kindly held the door for me. And I appreciated that more than anything because, of course, I hadn't thought ahead of, something like that. But I'm sure I could have figured it out. But someone came along, a really nice stranger, and just held the door. And it's like, makes a world of difference. People are very grateful and appreciative when you show them an extra kindness. I'm sure most of us as light workers and people who are on a spiritual path probably do these things on a daily basis without even thinking about it. How many times have you been going out the door and you just casually hold the door for the person coming behind you? You do it without even thinking because that's part of who you are. But, maybe this will require, a couple of steps up from what you normally do. But let it be something that you don't normally do, but go out of your way to show kindness to one person each day. And you will see when you give of yourself like that, it makes you feel fantastic. And then you just want to do it more. It's, I think for me, you get a much more gratifying feeling to give than to receive. And I know the thing about receiving sometimes is an issue that a lot of people have to work on because they're not open to it. But that's something I worked on for quite a while. And, I'm much better with that now. But I really am a giver. And I love to do things for people. That's how I show people that I care. That's what it feels like to me. That, I sometimes go out of my way. If I know somebody needs something, before they even ask, I'll go and do it. That's just, that's part of who I am as a helper. And I get a lot of joy out of doing that. And I always have, even when I was young. And people appreciate your gestures. Don't ever think that any kindness you do, no matter who it's for, do not ever think that it's wasted, because it's not. You put that intention out there, and that is the energy that's going to come back to you. Say you see a homeless person and you want to give them, a few dollars. Well, let's say afterwards you find out that they really weren't a homeless person and they were just out there scamming for money. Now, I'm not insinuating that that's what homeless people do. That's not what I'm saying. This is just, one scenario. So does that mean your kindness was wasted? No, of course not. You gave money to someone that you believe was homeless and hungry. Your intention was to help that person. Their intentions might be something completely different, but that does not affect the actions that you took. So you put out that energy of kindness. What do you think is going to come back to you? More kindness. That's just the way it works. Whatever energy you put out there, that is what the universe multiplies and sends back to you. So it's very important to live your life with the attitude of gratitude. Be grateful for everything. When you are grateful, the universe sends you more things to be grateful for. So it just kind of keeps going and going and going and going and going. So before I get into something else, I wanted to mention my book, because a lot of times I forget to mention it. But my book is Metamorphosis A Journey of the Soul. And this book was written to help assist people in their awakening process. As I started going through mine, I was very much alone and had no one to turn to. My goal is to let you know that you're not alone, you're not crazy. And, a lot of the experiences that I had, some of you probably have. All of our experiences will be different because they're personal to each one of us. But, I've got some tools and stuff in there to help you, handle situations of forgiveness and, different things that you can do to help make your process a little bit easier. So I just wanted to remind you about the book. If you do read the book, please leave me a review. I know some people have messaged me and said they couldn't leave a review on Amazon. But I do have a Facebook page for the book, and it's the title of the book, Metamorphosis A Journey of the Soul. And there is a spot on there where you can leave reviews. So if you would be kind enough to do that, it would be greatly appreciated. So I would like to know, how is everybody doing out there? Linda said, I believe she said she was doing great. I must be seeing that one, huh? Okay. So how many people are going to accept this new challenge and do an additional kindness every day? I really hope so. When you have no idea, how much one little thing that you could do, might affect someone's life. A lot of people are struggling right now with all the things that are going on. And a lot of people are feeling very confined and out of sorts. And that one little act of kindness could be something that changes their whole day. You just never know. You never know what someone else is going through. And, maybe it's someone who's been having a really, really rough time and they just are feeling like giving up on life. Maybe something that you might do, no matter how small, might completely change their outlook. You just don't know. The important thing is to do it. And you don't know the effect, the ripple effect that your act of kindness will do. Because, it'll touch one person and it'll pull out and it will touch other people. And that's really important. That helps us to raise the vibration of all. It helps you to raise your vibration, helps you to raise their vibration, and it helps raise the vibration of the collective. You are never more beautiful than when you are shining your light. So get out there and shine your light. You never know who might need a way out of the darkness. And, we can all do this. It's not anything, astronomical or, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. Everyone can help someone else in some way. And the important thing is to just do that. Joyce says, setting quiet time aside each day, sometimes with music, trying to touch base with a few people living alone and going through some tough times right now. That is so awesome. And Joyce is saying hi to Jan. Jan, Joyce. There you go. So that's really great, Joyce. I think that is so awesome that you're, seeking out people that you know are alone and, seeing what they need. And maybe sometimes people need someone to do their grocery shopping for them. Maybe they are just too afraid to go themselves. And I know for a while, I don't know if they're still doing this, but they were having really early morning, like before they open hours for elderly people to come and shop. So they weren't, exposed to everyone. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I think a lot of elderly people, I know if my mom were still alive, she would not step a foot in the grocery store. That's just how she was. She was fearful about, the stuff like that she would hear and read. So if she was like that, I know there's plenty of people out there that are like that. So maybe the next time you're going to the grocery store, you hit up one of your neighbors, need anything? Um, I had one friend who earlier during COVID was doing that. She was going and doing people shopping for them, like a lot of people. She was taking like 8-10 hours a day doing that. And these were people that really couldn't get out and stuff, and they were just so grateful. Uh, I know now there's a lot of services where they'll deliver groceries. They didn't used to have that when I was younger, but that's a real nice benefit too. Maybe a lot of elderly people or people who live alone don't even realize they have those services. I didn't know until last year that they did. Uh, but that's pretty cool. Or you can set it up so you can just drive up to the grocery store and they'll load everything in for you. And then, that's just, but a lot of people know. So maybe you're telling them would really help them out. There's so many different ways you can do a kindness. If you live where there's snow, maybe you could shovel someone's driveway. That's not exactly, snow is not my favorite. It was just a week ago that we got our storm that we had here in Texas. And yesterday and today, I believe it was 80 degrees. It's absolutely crazy. I'm very grateful that it's warm because I am one person who does not like the cold. I moved here from Michigan, where I grew up in Michigan, and the winters were, when I was a child, they were super cold and they were like brutal if you wanted to go outside. Now, sometimes my kids kind of laugh at me about this because, I always just say, well, you should bundle up and dress warm. That doesn't always work because I'm just the kind of person that the cold really, really bothers me. So sometimes here in Texas, when it's like 40, 50 degrees, I wear a jacket, which probably sounds ridiculous to some of you that live in the Midwest or on the East Coast. That's just how my body is. So, if there's something you can do to help someone out, by all means, do it. Think about how grateful you would be if someone did that for you. You would be. Just be yourself. That's more than enough. Maybe when someone who lives alone and they're really lonely because they haven't seen their family in so long. Maybe they could sit on their porch. You could stand out in the yard and you guys could have a nice conversation. Or you take them, a cup of coffee or something. There's a lot of things we can do when we put our mind to it and think about it. Hi, Carissa. Thank you so much for being here today. So I just wanted to remind you too that we have this great feature available on YouTube, and it's called Super Chat Super Stickers. And what it does is it lets you go on there and you can make a donation or a tip, give a tip to your show host or show of your choice. And that money, goes directly to us and it helps to keep our show on. Now we also have a new feature on Facebook. Right here, where if you're watching from Facebook, this feature is on Venmo, and it allows you to give a tip or make a donation to the show or show host of your choice. So you go right on there and do that, and that helps to keep the show on as well. And know that any donations that you make are extremely, appreciated. Very grateful. Also, another way you can really show your support is to, comment in the comments and ask questions. Hit that like and love button down at the bottom. Send me some love. There's, you can share the the post about the show. You can, share and like it, and tell your friends about it. And that's a great way to show your support. And it's just know that it is so much appreciated. You have no idea how much. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much for the super sticker. That is so awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So, Sarah, I think I'm going to pull a card for you. And this is the Archangel cards. Let's just see what they want you to know today. Let's see. What does Sarah need to know? And make sure you tune in next week. It will be the first week in March, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to be here to find out, because that's only something that you can receive live. It doesn't work if you watch the replay. And let's see, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, this card just flipped over as I was shuffling, and this is Cognizance. And this is so funny because I believe it was 2 weeks ago, these Claire cards kept coming up. Sarah, Archangel Uriel is telling you to pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you, as they are answered prayers. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about this, about listening to those messages. And I know a lot of people have been a lot more mindful of information that they're receiving. A lot of people are just paying more attention and actually realizing that they are receiving messages all the time. You just have to tap into it and realize that's what it is. And anybody that would like a card, just drop it in the comments and I'll gladly pull a card for you. There's a lot of people right now, around that are really stressed out. And sometimes you can really feel their energy, but you have to just not let it affect you. And you don't even have to be like in the same room with the person. Sometimes the collective energy is so strong and powerful that you can really feel it, especially if you're a sensitive person or an empath. And sometimes you might think that it's your own energy. Maybe you're feeling really wonky or feeling really nervous or really stressed out. And when you sit and think about it, you realize that there's nothing that you're feeling stressed out about. Nothing's going on in your life that's stressing you. You can pick up on energy from other people. So it's important, when you're feeling like that, to be able to differentiate whether that's your energy or someone else's energy. If it's someone else's energy, just send it lots of love. And, you can change that energy into positive energy. And it sometimes, might feel like it's yours, that if you just sit with it for a few minutes, you can realize and feel differently and realize that it's not yours. It might sound a little weird the way I'm explaining it, but if you've experienced it, you could totally know what I mean. Okay, Carissa would like a card. I'm going to draw a card for Carissa. What do the angels want you to know, Carissa? Okay. Oh my. Claire Sentience. Carissa. Archangel Uriel says, notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Pay special attention to what you're feeling and what's happening around you and how that's making you feel. Coincidence that these clairs are coming up again? No, I don't believe in coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. And I think the angels are wanting you to be aware and get confirmation that the messages that you are receiving are from them. And I think you guys are being more mindful of it and being more aware of it. And they're wanting you to know that keep on doing it. Keep on doing that. all of what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, and, you know, that gut instinct right in the pit of your solar plexus there. It's all from the angels, and they just want you to trust it. You know, for a long time, that was my issue, was trusting the information that I got. And it can be a really hard thing to do that. You know, it's hard to trust when you get information that you don't know how you got it. You know it, but you don't know how you could possibly know it because it's nothing you've ever heard before. And it can be very difficult and challenging to trust that information. Once you start trusting it, you'll be receiving more of it. The more you open yourself up to it, the more they're going to send you. Once they see that you're receiving the messages and that you realize that's what you're getting, you're going to be getting a lot more information. And, you know, it's pretty interesting that it works like that, but it does. And the biggest challenge is to trust yourself. You know, when you get messages for a while, you'll be able to realize that it wasn't, you know, in your head. It wasn't, you made it up. Have you ever known something that you've never heard of in your entire life, but maybe you hear a question like on Jeopardy or something? You immediately know the answer. You've never heard of this in your entire life. No one has ever told you it. You have no idea where it came from, but you knew. You know, we all have experiences like that all the time. We just don't always realize it. So, let's see who else we have out there. So now I'm going to pull a card for you. Kiki says, I'm late, but I'm here. I finished chores early. Well, hello, Kiki. It's so nice to see you. I'm so glad you could join us tonight. So, Kiki, I've given everybody a challenge for the week. And that challenge is to do one small act of kindness every day for someone. And I've been talking about, you know, how it can change a person's life. And, you know, afterwards, if you want, you can go back and listen to it. I go into a little bit more detail, but that's the challenge that I've given everyone for this week. Oops. Okay, Kiki, there's your, oh my. All the Claires are showing up today. And Kiki, I'm sorry. Hold on a second here. I got lost in my train of thought here and forgot. Oh, Linnell. I pulled this card for Linnell. This is Archangel Uriel. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. And this is what happened a couple weeks ago when the angels wanted to reiterate, you know, all these messages that come to everyone are from them. You know, maybe it's words of a song. Maybe it's a number that has special meaning to you. But they're all sending you these messages. So just pay really close attention again. Maybe everybody paid attention to that, you know, for the week that it was the challenge, and maybe you're not paying attention as much now. Maybe you're a little busier right now and, you know, not being as mindful of it. But whatever the situation, the angels are wanting you to know. So I'm just reiterating that for them. And Joyce said she would like a card. All right, Joyce, what do the angels want you to know today? Oh, it didn't fall over. Let's see what we have for Joyce. You know, you really can't make this stuff up. Joyce, clear sentience. Archangel Uriel wants you to notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. Now, clear sentience is when you sense it, you know, through your emotions or your feelings. So they're wanting you to pay close attention to how you're feeling and, you know, what emotions you're going through. They're constantly communicating with you, and they want you to know that. Okay. Oh, Megan. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that so much. And let's see. Kiki has accepted the challenge. Awesome, Kiki. Thank you. I'm going to pull a card for you. What do the angels want Kiki to know today? Well, Kiki, for you, I got healthy lifestyle. And this is Archangel Raphael. He says, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. So, I don't know if maybe you've been slacking a little bit in this department or what. I know a lot of, foods can be seasonal. And, depending on, what's available for you, maybe you haven't been eating as healthy as you normally do. So the angels want you to step it up a notch. Maybe you're eating great. Maybe you need to drink more water. But they're wanting you to step it up another notch. And be mindful, too, that a healthy lifestyle doesn't just involve food. The people that we're around. If we're around toxic people all the time, that is not healthy at all. So keep that in mind. Hi, Lauren. Thank you so much for being here. Lauren, I would just like to say thank you to you and your ICU nurses and technicians and the staff at, in the Boston area hospitals for your very generous donation to Goldylocks Productions. It is very much appreciated. And thank you so much for being here and for listening and watching. We're very grateful to have you here. So, Megan, I will pull a card for you. And let's see, what do the angels want Megan to know? Outdoors. Megan, Archangel Jophiel says, go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. There is such an energy out when you're outside in nature. Even if you're not at a park, even if you're not in the forest or at the ocean, there is so much energy out there. You get all that energy from the trees and all the life that is, growing around you. And the sun. The sun is so healing. You get that fresh air. And now that we have great temperatures in Texas, this is a perfect, opportunity to do that. Sometimes, I just go sit outside and just sit there. And it just feels so good to be outside. I'd usually rather be outside than indoors anytime. I love the outdoors. I love the, when you feel the breeze and the sun is shining on you, you can smell flowers. It's magical. That's what it is. It's absolutely magical. So that's what they're, guiding you to do, Megan. We could all use some fresh air once in a while. So Lauren, I would like to pull a card for you, my dear. And let's see what the angels want you to know. Lauren, we have beloved one, or beloved one, however you may say it. And it's a lovely picture. And this is Archangel Chamuel. And Archangel Chamuel is telling you, Lauren, I am helping you with your special soulmate relationship. I don't know if you are in a soulmate relationship or if you are desiring to be in one, but Archangel Chamuel is guiding you, let you know that your soulmate relationship is blossoming, blooming, I'm getting. Spring is coming. Everything's going to start growing all over again. It's going to be that magical energy in the air with springtime. But just know that either your soulmate is on the way and probably very anxious to see you, or the relationship you're currently having is going to be blossoming and blooming all over again. So I will leave that information with you. And if anybody else would like a card, just let me know. So I want to just remind everyone about our challenge for the week, doing a kindness. And I think it's really fun to do these challenges. I'm really glad that I started doing that. And it gives you a goal for the week. It gives you something to work for. Plus, it's going to just make you feel so much better, because you know that when you give of yourself, you know how, what an amazing, fulfilling feeling that is. So that's going to be blossoming this week. And I'd just like to tell you right now, before I forget, that Saturday, I just learned this today, is the full moon. So the full moon's coming again. So if you are feeling some pretty heavy energy, just know for the next few days you may, and that's that full moon energy. So it just seems like we just had the full moon, because we talked about that on the show, and then we had the new moon, and now we've got the full moon right away again. Just crazy how quickly time is just passing us by. And I know there is no real thing as time. That is just a human concept. And we only have now, right this very moment. So, don't put things off. Do them now. We never know how much time that we really have. We could be gone tomorrow. So never put off anything that you can do today. And I know was always a saying I would hear when I was a kid. Don't put off till tomorrow something you can do today. And I used to think that was so ridiculous. I can do it tomorrow and I don't really want to do it anyway. I'll wait till tomorrow. But, it's so different how differently you see things in life, as you grow up and you mature and you get rooted in yourself and your spirituality. And then you kind of understand, all these concepts of we only have now. There's only this moment. And the whole time thing was always something that was very hard for me to wrap my head around. Always. So, I could understand that being, an issue for a lot of people. But now I realize we do only have now. And there's no reason to put off something, later if you can do it now. Especially if it's something you want. So many people say, I'm going to do this when, I have, $50,000 in the bank. Or I'm going to do this when I get that new job I want. Or when I meet that special person. But you know what? That might not ever happen. You don't know. Do it now. There's some of you out there are looking to embark on a new career. Some of you are looking to find a new place to reside. If that is what you're being nudged to do, then you need to do it. Don't sit on your hands anymore. Don't sit there and think, well, there's always tomorrow. Because one day, there's not going to be a tomorrow for each one of us. And none of us know when that's going to be. So, live every day like it's your last. I think that's a really great motto to live by. And there was another one I was just thinking of too, but it seems to have just jumped right out of my head. So I guess we weren't needing to know that. And I would like to say that all of March's shows and programs were sponsored by ICU Dr. Lauren Love and ICU staffing in the Boston area, ICU staff in the Boston area hospitals. And, that's an amazing gesture. Very kind and very loving and beautiful. all of us here at Goldylocks are very grateful to you guys. And thank you so much for watching and for your support. It means the world to us. It's really nice to, it's really nice when I get on here every week and I see, a lot of the same people showing up. It makes you feel like maybe I'm doing something right. But it's just so much fun. And the more everybody shows up, the more we feel connected. And the more we do feel like a spiritual family. And then we'll have one of those one week where all of a sudden there'll be a new name that we've never seen before. And then the next week they'll come back. And then they're, just part of the game. And it's so amazing to watch, as people come in and stay. And it's a beautiful thing. And, I can feel all of your energy and I can feel your love. And sometimes it's overwhelming. Say it's too much because that's a good kind of overwhelming. A lot of times after the show, from all the energy that I feel, I have a headache. But now I've learned how to transmute that, so it doesn't really affect me as much. But that's happened to me after the first few shows, and it took me a while to figure out why I was getting these headaches. And it was all this pressure in my head. And then I realized it was from all the energy. Well, this is a beautiful kind of energy. I'm sitting here, feels like my body's almost on fire. I feel so much love from you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for showing up. It's really, really, really appreciated. Lauren Love says, wow, Ruth, thank you. You're so welcome, Lauren. You are so welcome. And thank you for being here. It's greatly appreciated. Hopefully, you guys will keep doing, the show so that we can let some more people know about it. And I just want to remind you again, if you've read my book, to please leave me a review. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So does anybody else have any questions or any concerns out there? Is there anything that's been going on with you that, maybe you need a little assistance with, or something wonderful that's happened to you want to share with all of us? Lauren says, we are so grateful, Ruth. You all got us through really difficult times this past year and beyond. Wow, that gave me chills. Thank you so much, Lauren. That is just beautiful. I'm pretty new to the Goldylocks family. I started here in December, and it has just been the most amazing group of people. There's just so much love, and there's so many great shows. Check out some of the other ones. You can check it out on Goldylocks Productions on YouTube, and there's several different shows, and they all give you a spiritual message, but they all deliver it in a different way. And it's just wonderful to take all that information in, and then you can do what you want with the information. You hear it from someone, and sometimes you'll just sit there and think, yeah, okay. But then other times you can feel it resonate deep, deep within you, and it's your truth. And that can be a life-changing, experience for people. So I highly recommend checking out the other shows as well, because they're all really great. And I was really, really happy, that I discovered Goldylocks Productions. It was probably a little over a year ago. I started watching some shows. And then I saw, wow, they have a lot of shows on here. So I'd watch another one. And I love the messages. And they're always right on point for me. They always have been, and I just feel so grateful. The information always resonates so deep with me that I know it's the truth for me. And I want to tell you a little story. We were talking about following our intuition. So I read the Conversation with God book, the first book, and I was absolutely blown away. And this is, was a crucial part of my awakening. Because as I read this book, and I read it really slowly because there was a lot of information for me to absorb. And I would read something and I would just feel it so deeply, and I'd think, wow, you know, that's my truth. That's my truth. And, you know, it could have been something, and a lot of times it was, something that was completely a foreign concept to me, you know, because of the way I was raised. And, you know, a lot of it was a contradiction to what I was taught growing up. So I had to really sit with this for a while, you know, each little piece of, each tidbit of information. And I would just sit there and I would think about it. How do I feel about this? And, you know, that really helped me to open myself up spiritually. So I was just in awe of Neil Donald Walsh. So the first year I moved to Houston, I think it was 2010 that this happened, in October. Neil Donald Walsh was to be giving a talk at the Unity Church in Houston. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have to go. I've wanted to meet this guy for so long. And I got a ticket and I went, and there's a ton of people there. And when he walked out on the stage, I swear his aura was like 20 feet around him. All you could see practically was this white light walking out onto the stage. And I was just amazed. So after, you know, he gave this wonderful meditation, and you could go up and get your book signed by him. So I was standing in this really, really long line. I was way at the end, which that was fine. I didn't care. And he had a new book out at the time, but I brought my Conversations with God book 1 because that one was the most significant to me and completely changed my life. And I do talk about that in my book, Metamorphosis A Journey of the Soul, because it had a huge impact on me. So I'm standing in line, and all these people are up there, you know, all starstruck, I guess you could say. You know, can we take your picture? Can we take a picture with you? You know, people had several books that they wanted him to sign, and you could just tell he was getting tired and overwhelmed. It's, you know, he'd been up there talking for 2 hours, and now he was signing all these books for people. So this little voice whispers in my ear, tell him thank you. Thank him for writing this book. And I thought, oh, God, he's probably heard this a billion times. You know, why is he going to care what I say? And so I kind of dismissed the thought. The little voice said it again. Tell him thank you. So I get up there and I'm so excited. You know, he's going to sign my book. And he starts to sign it. And as he's writing, I said, thank you for writing this book. He stopped writing, looked right up at me, and said, thank you. And I just got chills when I said that. But when it happened, and I saw his reaction, it's like he was deeply moved. For whatever reason, it was something that he really needed to hear. I had no way of knowing that, except that little voice that kept nudging me. But I've thought many times to myself, what if I wouldn't have listened? You know, for whatever reason, you know, I had to say that. And I'm so grateful that I did listen, because I could just as easily have not, because, you know, my first feeling was that, oh, that's just crazy, you know, who cares what I think? But for a reason, you know, that's what he needed to hear at that moment. And I could tell he was very moved, which of course, you know, I was tickled pink about that, because, you know, I just think this man is amazing. And just the fact that he, you know, followed his gut and his intuition, I'm sure people thought he was nuts. And, you know, but he did it because that's what he needed to do. And, you know, it takes a lot of courage to do things like that when, you know, everyone else around you is saying, oh, that's crazy, or, oh, you know, you'll never succeed. It takes a lot of courage to step out on faith. But when you know you need to, and you do it, and then that's where all of the rewards are. You know, it's absolutely amazing. I know, you know, it took me a long time to let go of my book and to publish it, and because it's very personal to me. I mean, it's, you know, it could be, you know, equated to like birthing a baby. you've had it in you for so long, it's just incubating there, and then all of a sudden, there it is. And it's almost like you have, labor pains trying to get this book out. And it can be physically painful. It really can. But I know from my own experience that once I did that and I stepped way out of my comfort zone, the feeling of fulfillment, the feeling of this is what my soul needed to do was enormous, and nothing else in my life has ever felt like that feeling did. And I know it's what I was supposed to do, and I'm so grateful that I finally listened and did it. And I know that some of you out there feel the same way. There's something really deep in you that you need to be doing. And it's about time you start doing it. That's what all of these messages are about. Listening, paying attention. The angels are guiding you now. They're nudging you in the direction you need to go. Don't be afraid. They're going to be there to catch you. You got that whole entire army of angels all around you. How can you fall? It's just amazing when you think about it. I mean, just close your eyes and picture that. Picture your whole army of angels. I did a meditation one time, and in this meditation, I think we were meeting our guardian angel or something, but I was in this field, and there was an angel standing there. Then all of a sudden, another one popped up, and another, and there was a whole entire army of angels. And it was one of the most beautiful meditations I ever did. But I think it's just a great reminder that, we all have that army of angels supporting us and loving us and guiding us. We just have to ask for their help. They can't just step in and do whatever they want to because we have free will. Let me get to some more messages here. Kiki says, need a better sleeping habits. My friend worry that I don't get enough sleep. I go to bed late and get up early. LOL. And I was pouring a glass of wine when you pulled that card. That's pretty funny. Yes, I would say yes on the sleep. I know how it feels when you're sleep deprived. Not sure if you are at that point, but it's, you need to replenish yourself. You need to replenish your energy. You're a very busy person, and you need to take care of yourself first. So now, I don't think there's anything wrong with a glass of wine now. Especially if it's red, because they say it has something in the red grapes that's like really beneficial for you. But definitely work on your sleeping habits. Lauren Love says, Ruth, my staff gets really down at times. I take out my phone and go to Goldylocks Productions and we watch a video. We hug and smile and go back to our patients. True. Oh, God, Lauren, that is so beautiful. I cannot even imagine the amount of stress and anxiety working. So I'm sending you and your staff tons and tons of extra love and light energy. You guys are so amazing. Not everybody can do what you do. So kudos to you guys. You're really shining your light out there. And, keep doing that. That's what this world needs. People to step into their power and shine their light as bright as they can. Some people have darkness all around them. You got to shine our light so we can help them find their way out of the darkness. And Kiki says, wow, abundant blessings of love and light to Dr. Lauren Love and Boston ICU staff for your generous donation. That is so true. You guys are amazing. And it was just very kind and generous of you. And, of course, we're very, very grateful, and we thank all of you. Yeah. Yep. You guys are amazing. So I hope you guys will accept the challenge. Kiki sent me a super sticker. Thank you so much, Kiki. You are awesome. I really appreciate that. So let's remember our challenge for the week to do one act of kindness every day. And please take note of how it makes you feel and how the other person responds, so you can kind of gauge how they're feeling about it. And, I want you guys to have a great week. I love you all. Thank you so very much for being here. I am so grateful for you. Bye-bye.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron.
Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.